How can we be more in touch with ourselves? And is intuition something innate, or can we cultivate this throughout our life? To explore these subjects, I invited Shilpa, who is an expert in sound healing and neuro immersive experiences. My name is Catherine. Welcome to Spero Podcast, and let's navigate some interesting topics today with my guest Shilpa.
Thank you.
Hi Shilpa, thank you so much for joining me today, and I have to say you look amazing.
Thank you.
And I'm so excited to film with you today. I know you are very deep into sound healing and neuro immersive experiences, and I would like to ask you a bit what sparked your interest for this area specifically? What was your journey that led you to this point?
So, first of all, before I answer this, let me just say you are looking gorgeous too. And thank you so much for inviting me. It is such a pleasure for me to talk about this subject, which is really crucial because nowadays more and more people need this topic to understand better, not just the healing wise, but also to help themselves grow itself, like overall growth, mindset growth, inner growth, and all that. So thank you so very much for giving your attention as well to give on this topic.
Of course, my pleasure.
So how I got into this field is basically I got into this field almost 15 years ago. It was from my father because he was going through some health challenges. He was going through some autoimmune disease. And then as per the modern medicine, there is no cure for those autoimmune diseases. And then he started looking after what are the alternative therapies, complementary therapies, so that he can actually navigate his life with lesser pain and recover from his the disease that it is causing himself miserable. So it was that time he used to just take me whenever he was going for, let's say, the EFT workshop or the homeopathy or acupuncture and angel workshop. So literally I did so many workshops and treatments just being with him because I was just being there to support him, helped me understand that, oh, this is really powerful than we know. And I could see that he was having those benefits. He could see and receive those benefits from those alternative therapies and all. So that's how my journey started from him. And then when I understood that, okay, I really have deep interest in this, then I took my certification in different areas like EFT, sound healing. So so it just, I went on deep into it and took all the certification. But more than the certification, I believe I was living it way before through him to understand how this works and why it is working.
Mm-hmm. So first you experienced it and then you tried to level up.
Exactly.
I remember you told me when we met over coffee that you went also to Nepal.
Yes.
To embrace the full experience of what all this means. So it's not only like a certification done quickly in 1 or 2 days, but you went on a full journey to embrace all of this.
Absolutely, you remember it right. So it was, I guess, 6-7 years ago. That time sound healing was not a hype. It was just a kind of a therapy got introduced. It was already an ancient therapy. So I did that certification. It was in Dubai. There was no certification available on sound healing at that time. When I decided basically to go deeper and understand this from a science perspective, not just like woo-woo or spiritual beliefs, I took a course from Nepal. So for my master, he was a Nepal music researcher, one of the music researcher. So he had that background as well. It's not just the this is the bowl, or this is the sound, and this is how it is. He was explaining us what is the science behind it, and we literally stayed there for 10 days. And it was such a wonderful experience of my life that from day to night we were living that into our practices, into our day-to-day activities. So it was really wonderful time.
I actually really love that you went, one step behind the scenes, so to say. So it's not like something like woo-woo,
Yeah.
but it's backed up by actually like scientific facts. And this is what I love and what I would like to explore further with you.
Yeah.
Regarding neuro immersive experience, maybe you can give a bit of more details. What does this actually mean?
Okay. So before I explain the neuro experience, let me explain what it is happening right now. So most of the people, they think their mood and their mental state is their personality. But in reality, as per the neuroscience, it is just a brain state. Yeah. And brain state are selectable, and you can change your state.
Wow.
So which means there are amazing research has been done by Stanford. They were saying that in that research they explain how those binaural beats, bilateral beats, and brain entrainment work with your brain waves and shift your mood. When you shift your mood, which means you're shifting your emotions, and emotional shifting, you actually change your personality, right? So this in the neuro immersive method, we have, before I explain that, let me share something wild.
Okay, I'm
Yeah?
ready.
So right now, you are not breathing through both of your nostril. Yeah, you think you are breathing through your both of your nostril, correct? But you are not. Just go ahead and check. Put it like this, and just breathe in and breathe out. You will see one of the nostril is more active.
I would say the right one.
Yes. Okay. Whichever is the one.
Okay.
Yeah. So that nostril is actually dominating the hemisphere and the neurochemicals. So let's say if you have the right nostril active right now,
What does that mean?
So
I'm curious.
it means your left hemisphere is more active, and the neurochemicals are dominating at this point, which means your analytical purple region is more active when your right nostril is active. Whereas and it changes. It's not like it just stays on right nostril or left nostril. It changes throughout the days. When your right nostril is active, when your left nostril is active, your right brain gets dominated, which is rest and digest mode.
Okay.
So what happens when those nostrils are activated? Now that you are not controlling which one should be active, correct? But with the help of neuro immersive method, what we have done, basically the pillar of neuro immersive method is on 3. The first one is specific breath. How you can use the specific breath to make that shift happen, and not just the shift of the nostril, but also the overall shift of your breath. Second one is the somatic movement. I guide them through certain movements throughout that practice or that experience. And the third one is basically the sound engineered layers. It is like you are wearing a headphones, or even just a sound which has different layers and actually helps you to shift your brain waves. So this is what, and it is one of the amazing experience that one can have, because I have seen people say within that one experience they could see the shift immediately. And you know what is the unique about neuro immersive experience is, if you have a, let's say, bad day, and you just want to choose a frequency of you know what, I want to be more focused today. You can choose the frequency of that. Oh no, you know what, I am more stressed, but I want to just release the stress. So you can actually choose your frequency, and we actually make sure the sound that we are giving to you is according to that.
So it's basically like having a remote and changing the channel.
Exactly. And that's what it makes it very interesting, that you can change, you know what you're going through, and you can change that, because there are certain frequency helps certain emotions, and that's what we are doing it. And with the breath and with the somatic movement, it just comes together as a complete life together.
Okay. And in the day-to-day life, do you practice that on yourself? Like, do you feel like it's easier for you now that you have all these tools to like shift from a stressed state of mind to a more relaxed or to a more creative state, or depends on what would you like to achieve on that day?
Yeah, it's such a great question. Not just now, but there was a point in my life where doctors said, I mean, I was going through a depression, and it is not a normal depression. It's a clinically, doctors said, yeah, you have to be on antidepressant. And on that, I still remember that conversation when doctor said that you have to start antidepressant. And he started saying about the side effects and how it takes, how much time it will take for me to recover, and etc. On that afternoon, when he was explaining that, I knew it just I cannot go on antidepressant immediately, because I had all the experience of this alternative complementary therapies and all. So I knew it just let me give some time. I will do my things, and if it's still not going to work, I will do the antidepressant or whatever doctor says. And during that time, whatever the knowledge I had, whatever the experience I had, whatever the learnings I got, I literally implemented that. And even now, when I am absolutely out of that, but it's even now I use a lot of things depending on what I need and how much time I have. To be honest, doing that 1 hour of neuro immersive on me on some days it's not possible. So I just do the 15 minutes breath, or just maybe the EFT, which is specific to my emotion that day, or maybe the writing it down or something. It's depend on what I want and how much time I have, and then I do my things. But I definitely do it because I am someone who is very sensitive about things. I observe things. And then when you are sensitive, you not only observe, but you also keep thinking about it, that why he said, or what it should be done, or why should be doing it, and all of that.
Maybe you absorb as well.
Yeah,
the
exactly.
emotion of other people. Or
Exactly. And when you observe that, and also when you are sensitive enough, you also feel there is something wrong. And I cannot sleep with that emotion. I always make sure on a daily basis I do some of my practice which is really required me to get back on a track. Because otherwise, if we start on that one negative or one low vibrational thought, you just go spiral.
yeah, it's very easy, right, to get caught in the spiral.
Exactly.
And the more you think about something, the more you get caught. It's like a spider web, I feel.
And you can't just get out.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
And speaking about getting back on track, I would like to know, maybe we have some tools that all of us can use, but maybe we are not really aware that we have those tools. And maybe we can make a parallel here also to the vagus nerve, because I really like reading about it and trying to understand how it works, as vagus nerve is the longest nerve in our body, connecting the brain with all the main organs like heart, lungs, gut. And a dysregulated vagus nerve means that we have also some instability emotionally, physically, and apparently it can affect also our social life. Apparently, a dysregulated vagus nerve means that we are also disconnected in our relationships to others. And
Absolutely.
I have a friend with whom I usually talk about a lot of topics. And at some point he said, "Did you realize how many times you mentioned the vagus nerve to me and the importance to have a regulated parasympathetic nervous system?" And I was like, to be honest, I didn't notice. But I love the vagus nerve topic.
Okay. I don't know if you know about this research. So basically, what happened? Researchers compared 4 things. They compared 4 things on a stress meter. The first one is sleep. The second one is physical exercise. The third one is emotional release or emotional relaxation. And fourth one is humming. And you know what? Who won? It's humming. Yes.
No way.
Yes. So
Very interesting.
Yes, humming won, and it produced the lowest stress index, lower than the sleep. So what happens with the vagus nerve? What you said, it's connected with your heart, gut, lungs, etc. It's absolutely right. And what happens with humming? Because vagus nerve passes through your neck, when you hum, when you create a physical vibration, it stimulates the vagus nerve. So when the stimulation happens of the vagus nerve, it not only sends that connection from your brain to your heart, to your lungs, to your gut, but also what happens, very important, is with your heart rate. With the vagus nerve activation or stimulation, your heart rate slows down. And the one more thing that happens with this is heart rate variability. So if the heart rate variability is high, which means you are going to have better longevity, better health, and resilient autonomic system. So this is one of the best thing that actually we could use on a daily basis. In fact, anytime I feel that I am getting nervous for anything, I just hum. And it is such a quickest and easiest tool that anyone can use. Let's say you have a presentation in 5 minutes and you just start humming it. It literally takes nothing. You are driving. I usually hum when I drive to my office or when I drive to my work or anything which is like, let's say even today I was like, just to make myself relax and composed, I was humming. So it really activates and kickstarts that vagus nerve and make sure that you are in that slower and composed state of mind.
Okay.
And one more thing I just wanted to add in that, because of these amazing benefits of vagus nerve and humming, in the community we created this vocal vagus system. Basically, it's a session called VVT, vocal vagal toning. We try to have different variations of humming and the sound frequency to create that vibration. And I have seen people are really responding to that such positively that they could see the shift within few minutes. And now the people who used to think that, oh my God, my stress is not going, I'm always on, and I can't stop overthinking or something. But after that VVT session, at least they can see, yes, it is doable. It is not like, this is not my personality, or this is not just who I am. It is something that I can change, I can stop, etc. Yeah.
Sounds great. And you mentioned you implemented this into a community.
Yes,
Maybe you can give me a few details about this community.
absolutely. So, in Dubai life, it is so busy. And if I ask you to join the sound session, the sound healing, or any wellness session, it's so difficult and also expensive for you to take that time out and all. Because all these therapies needs to be done almost on a regular basis. And it is practically impossible to go and visit and do these sessions in person. So what I did, I created an online community where we all come together. Now the most important thing is any person who has the decision or commitment to change their mind and work on their emotional well-being and mental resilience, they are the individuals who come together. Because there are so many people who just blame situation, they blame the other people and all. I don't think so. I can help them, or I don't think so they can get help from anyone, because they are always looking at, they are victims. They are always looking at something to
outside
blame.
factors.
Exactly, something to blame on, right? So in this community, this is the really main factor of creating community, because imagine a group of people who understand that they are the owners of their own life, their own mental fitness, and their own emotional well being. Then they start taking action. And when there are some days that even though you have the commitment, you don't feel it. But in a community, you actually see that, oh yes, he's getting result, oh she is getting result, okay, let me do it, okay, let me not give up, okay, let's do it tomorrow again, let's do it tomorrow again. So that's the main reason that I created this community. And in this we created different sessions each week, and we come together, do the live sessions and stay accountable, and we make sure that we as a together work on our emotional well-being.
I really love that, because I think coming together will create like a synergy of energy.
Yeah.
And it's different than running like an individual
Exactly,
towards
right?
a goal.
Yeah.
It's much better when we are in a community, or when we feel like we belong to a certain group of people.
Yes.
And
absolutely.
what captured my attention was mental fitness and mental resilience. I think it's so important that we do not forget that we should work also on our on our mental state, on our mental well-being, and not only fitness in terms of taking
just
care
the
of the
physical,
body. Yes, just the physical
fitness
aspect, but to take one more step and take care of the mental fitness. I really like that.
Yeah, because now that everyone is behind physical fitness, which is okay, but there are life going to happen to each one of us.
Definitely, and life is unexpected.
Exactly.
And there is uncertainty, and there will always be something that might happen.
Yes.
And we need to be prepared to navigate.
Yes, exactly. You can't control anything now that we are in an era of AI and everything is changing at a fastest speed that you can't even assure what is going to happen tomorrow. Jobs, requirement, everything is so much changing. You can't control that. But the one thing that anyone can control is how they can handle the situation. As simple as that. And how quickly they can bounce back. I think these two factors is covered under mental resilience or emotional balance and all of that. And because if you have the belief in yourself that whatever it may comes, I know I will navigate, I know I will bounce back, you actually work on it. You don't give up. right? You work on it, and then you make sure you put efforts and everything, and then in life also you bounce back. So it's like a circle.
Always.
It is like a circle.
It's seasonal.
Yes, exactly. So it is very important now that I think few years back it was a concept of who is going to work out in gym, you know, like I think I don't remember which year, but it was a concept that why we have to go in a closed space and work out. Can you see how much gym concept is accepted? But I see the mental fitness and emotional wellness is just like that. After few
Yes,
years,
it's definitely on an ascending trend right now.
yes, on few years that everybody will think and will be on this path that, oh, I need to be here, but otherwise I can't function. So in my opinion, everybody should think in a way that, do you want to get fat and then go to gym, or do you want to have that face those life situation badly and then take action on your mental resilience, or take action now? It literally takes not a lot of efforts. It just people are getting it just they are not prioritizing it. So that's why hopefully we will be there.
I'm sure. I'm sure. And speaking of this uncertainty and maybe times of hardship in life, sometimes we just need like a little miracle, right? And speaking of miracles, do you think this is just like some woo-woo stuff, or maybe there is some scientific background?
For miracles?
Yes, in how we can receive miracles and create our luck.
So there are two things. So there are two questions that you asked. So let me just answer the creating a miracle.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Looking at what trend we are at this moment. Any tired person or any tired individual cannot see miracles in life. They are so focused to look at, this is my threat and how I can protect myself, because they are just tired mentally, emotionally. I'm not just talking about, oh no, I get 8 hour full sleep. Oh, I don't think so, I'm tired. They are. If you are not having a regulated emotions, if you are not able to bounce back on any certain situation that you didn't feel or you didn't had as per your expectation, you are actually tired. Yeah.
I am actually tired, to be honest.
So exactly. So the first thing, even to create a luck or anything, the first thing that we say, your body and your mind should be well rested to see the possibilities of miracles. Because on tired minds, they are just like, okay, this is threat, I will navigate. This is threat, I will protect. This is threat, oh, let me just get into the wall and then protect myself. So there is one wonderful research has been done by Tel Aviv University. So what they have shared as a finding, if you miss or if you had one night as a poor sleep or you miss your sleep, your emotional regulation gets reduced by 60%. Meaning,
I think I have a problem.
meaning you are, anything happens on the next day, you are not able to think rationally and everything feels very intense. So if anyone just say in a loud manner, you will say, oh my God, he's overacting, or somebody is like very minor thing. Because what happens when you miss your sleep or when you had a poor sleep, basically your rational brain and your amygdala loses the connection. It disrupts the connection between amygdala, which is the threat detector, and the rational brain. So you must have already observed that when you had a bad sleep, you just feel like, let me just not bother, let me stay in my lane so that I don't get more sad or more in a bad mood and all of that. Correct? So this is the reason that you should, when we say that have a good sleep, that is the reason that, because what happens when you sleep, actually your brain starts cleaning out, that calls lymphatic cleaning. So it flushes toxins and everything which is not required and make the repair happen in your body. So that's why when you said to see miracle, so the first thing would be just have a good sleep. If just take a break from, when I say good sleep is like switching off mobile and any blue lights and taking a good sleep. 2 days just sleep how much ever you can sleep, and then read books or something, but let's stay away from the blue light. And once you are in a mind, when your body is much clear of, okay, now I recovered, I fueled myself, let me look at the opportunities. And then once you see that, then you see the luck or the miracle and all of that thing. So the luck is something, is definitely can be created. I am so much believer of having that delusional optimism.
I love that.
Yes. So when you keep saying that, even the small wins, even if there is something happens to you as a bad, just having that deep, deep belief that something is good yet to happen, it just show me when. Whenever you look back to your life, there is always, even for the bad situations and everything, there is always something good happens with that.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And when something bad happens and we label it as bad in that moment, but actually we are just so caught in that moment when it happens, when actually we need somehow to extract ourselves and see
Yes.
like the bigger picture of life, and also trusting that God sees the bigger picture all
Yes.
the time, while we only see like a small part of our map. So we need to trust that everything that happens, in a way, it's for our good,
Yes.
for our protection.
Yes, yes. And what happens when you start observing those things or start believing in those things, you actually pile up on more on that. It seems like that. If, let's say, your day started on a wrong foot, you missed you know,
It's true, yes.
and then something
everything comes together.
exactly.
Like
Exactly. So exactly same happens with the winning or finding a luck or believing that even something is wrong happen now to me, this is not the end. I know there is something better. It just, I need to reach to that time or point where I will see, yes, this is the best thing happened to me. So this is just more on the having that, the habit, to be honest, because we are not taught in our schools to keep the notebook or diary, to keep having those wins, to keep saying it about it, and how much you believe in yourself, how much you believe in, let's say, God or universe and all of that. Because whatever is we are doing at this point, it requires little bit of habit. And this habit, let's say, creating a habit of small wins, piling up one after another, it actually creates a big momentum in your life. And then you start seeing more and more opportunities, more miracle, more luck and all of that. So it just, we have to
Definitely.
start now. And that's what even the community, when I was saying, it is one of the thing that I was like, if you happen to see any small win or anything, share it. Share it with everyone. Because what happens when you also see, oh, you know what, she did this and this happened to her, let me do it. And having that also in a group who believe in that who is living that delusional optimism, it really helps you. It truly helps you, because there are so many negative thinking people you will find anyways, which will put your mood down.
Yes, and anyway, our brain is more oriented towards thinking negative.
Exactly.
From protective perspective.
Yes.
But as mentioned before, we can really get caught in those negative thoughts and go down in this loop. And I think we should not forget that beside overthinking all negative scenarios, we should maybe also overthink the best scenarios as well.
Exactly, right? So I read a quote somewhere which says, if you are an overthinker, start thinking the best case
Yes, as well.
scenarios, or the best case, the thing, because overthinkers usually think from what if this goes wrong, what if the scenarios and how this can be so negative, or
But
what are the
if it goes the
Yes.
best,
Yes, exactly.
better than you imagine?
Exactly. Using that overthinking to have those best scenarios would be really amazing.
Okay. And going further, I would like to address something related to those moments. And I guess everyone experienced at least once in their life a moment when they could feel that something will happen. And actually, it develops exactly how they could feel in their body and in their mind. And to label this, we would speak about intuition. And what do you think intuition is, and how can we differentiate between intuition versus anxiety?
So this is such an amazing question, because I have been thinking about it in terms of, if you think anxious thought and intuition, they both are identical. They both feel as if this is urgent, and they both has a feeling of this is something I know, right? Because whenever you feel intuition, you just feel that, oh yes, this is really something to me, or this is something this is to me, basically, this idea is to me, this is to me, kind of a thing. And anxiety happens same.
Yes.
Exactly. So to differentiate from anxious thought to the intuition, first of all, you need to understand and deregulate yourself in terms of, if you are having a nervous system overload from work, from thought, and everything, first of all, you have to calm down. There is no other shortcut way to immediately say, this is intuition, this is anxious thought. No. You have to really calm it down yourself first, to understand and ground yourself that, okay, fine. Now, let's say this is the anxious thought. Usually, anxious thoughts are heavy. You feel the heaviness in your body.
Yes, because anxiety is made to protect you, basically.
Exactly. Absolutely. So when it is more on the protection, which means it is keeping you limited in those within the walls. Yeah. And because of those thoughts, you don't feel that you want to do something. You feel like, okay, fine, I'm good. And you just feel overall heavy. Whereas on intuition, it's very light whisper, to be honest. It is, anxiety is loud. Intuition is so quiet whisper that if you hear, you will hear it. Otherwise, if you paid attention, then you will hear it. Otherwise, it's just gone. It's not going to keep repeating to yourself. And when you catch that intuition, the overall feeling that you get in your body is such a lightweight and joy. Joy from a kind of imagination that, oh wow, this is something really exciting, something that I can really explore myself, kind of a feeling. But at the end, even in order to differentiate any of this thought, you must You must make sure you understand yourself better. You ground yourself in terms of you know that you can't just on the walk decide, oh no, this is intuition, this is anxiety thought and all of that. So it's like making a time for yourself and then see what exactly it is going to happen if you take this decision versus this decision. And then you will get to know that, oh yes, this is more of liberating and this is more on limiting, kind of a differentiate. Yeah. Yeah.
And do you think intuition is innate or is something which we can cultivate during our life?
Absolutely. We already had this intuition and listening to your inner voice. We already had this even way before. I mean, it's like how much calculator do you use? Even if I say, let's do 27 plus 52, you will use calculator. But before, you used to recall all the 10 digits number in your head, right? For birthdays, you used to remember everything. Now that you're using mobile phone as a reminder, because we are not using that memory, we are not using that muscle, we keep losing it. It's same like intuition. We always had that. We always have this. We have to keep retraining ourselves to connect with ourselves and listen to it. And whenever you listen to it, make sure you acknowledge that. Because what happens, as you said earlier, we are looking at, as to protect ourselves, only looking at negative thoughts or only looking at where are the threats. But now that let's say you had a situation where you listened to your intuition and you took action and something really good happened to you, acknowledge it, just write it down or acknowledge in a certain way that it will stay with you and within you. So that next time when you doubt or next time when you face such kind of situation where your intuition is there, you know that, oh yes, I had a really good experience when I had this. So it's like some like piling up those winning things so that you start knowing yourself, you start listening to your inner voice and everything. But the thing is, as I said, because we are not using that muscle, we are losing it.
And as per your experience, when you take decisions in your life, do you base them more on rationality or on intuition?
See, for me, it is because I am more, I try to make it a balance. If I am into a work situation and all, sometimes now that I'm very much connected with myself, I understand and read my body at that moment, whether it's giving me the heaviness or it's giving me the joy or happiness. I usually based my decision on that. But also I'm absolutely not very, what do you say, a person who will just based on the feeling, but also make sure that something makes right on the paper or something. But if it's related to the people, my people and family, it's more on the listening to what my body says and what that moment I feel like. On the other hand, and the other situation where it's more professionalism and where it's more strangers or something I don't know, I go with balancing both the things. Yeah.
There is a quote coming to my mind. Listen to your heart, but take your brain with you.
Yes, exactly. Absolutely right. This is something, I mean, now that everyone wants to grow, and in order to do that, sometimes people do show up something which they are not. So that's why you have to have your brain in just to see that whether you are taking the right decisions or not. Yeah.
Okay. At the beginning of our discussion, we mentioned a bit about sound healing. And this is already an ancient practice. But in the modern days, I feel like it's increasing popularity. And I would like to ask you more from a neuroscientific perspective, what is actually sound healing like what happens in our body, how does it influence our brain and our emotions and body.
Okay. Have you ever attended sound healing before?
Yes.
How do you feel that? How was it?
It was calming.
Calming, yeah.
Yes.
Did you able to relax yourself?
Yes, definitely. And I was able, I would say, to be a bit more in touch with myself. Maybe at first it can be scary in a way that you are there with your own thoughts. There is no other distraction.
Exactly.
You have to face yourself and
Exactly.
your own thoughts. But if you go over a certain threshold, and if you get used to be with yourself and accept all kind of thoughts, it
is.
can be calming.
Yeah. It is very scientifically backed therapy in a way that now that there is a very interesting breakthrough research done by MIT Peacover Institute by Dr. Lee, and her team. So what they did, they took they did this experiment on mice, Alzheimer mice, and they gave some certain sound frequency and light stimulation to those mice just to see how their brain react and how they are responding to overall this sound and light stimulation. What they found after that doing that certain frequency research and the experiment on them, their brain started regenerating and rebacking the Alzheimer disease, and they started having new generation of the brain cells, the white matter, and all of that. And in 2026, which means this year, from it is now trialed on humans. So they are giving that sound and light frequency to humans to see that how much it is now, how much humans are responding to it. So this sound frequency and this, the frequency, how it's doing the regeneration work to the brain, it's absolutely breakthrough research. What happens in the sound healing sessions? So I use multiple instruments, my voice, and different things to make sure that it's like an overall orchestra to the participant. Yeah. So let's say my Tibetan bowls, they are more of a vibroacoustic instrument, which will help that vibration. And I was telling you earlier, the vibration to your body to calm your vagus nerve. The second one, let's say I have a crystal bowl, which create a rhythmic pattern, which helps your brain wave to go into that rhythm of going into continuous sound of rhythm and all. Then I have, let's say, chimes and rattles and all other instrument. It helps the neural pathway to immediately stimulate. Along with my guidance on where what I do is like a hypnotic guidance to make sure the participants be with my voice and not with the thought that you said, right? Initially, it is a lot of thoughts and you just cannot get away from that thought. So that's why I usually use my voice to guide you and help you to stay with the sound. And with this orchestra kind of a thing, it helps participants to stay in that relaxed state as long as they can. And what happens when you are relaxed? The same thing I was connecting with the sleep. The more you stay relaxed and in the zone of where you created a theta brain wave, which is the most relaxed one, kind of a sleep, your body starts regenerating things. Basically, our body knows everything. It has a capability to regenerate things by itself because we are so stressed and so much giving other work. It is not able to do the regeneration or reactivating the things which is required. Because let's say everything for us is this is a lion, a long time back, we used to say, if this is a lion, and we used to use all the energy to just run. Now, bosses, like let's say your manager makes some comment which is on your work and you take it so personally, and then you are like, oh my God, this is a lion. And now that your whole body is just thinking from how I can run, how I can fight, how I can freeze. And throughout the day, we are just doing this. Today is manager, another time it's friend, then tomorrow is some relative or something or the other. It just, we are not giving that time for our body to really relax and start regenerating ourselves, our cells and our white matter and all of these things. So yeah, it is one of the most amazing sessions that everyone should experience once, just to see how that calmness feels like. And yeah, it's really great.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what about people who are actually falling asleep during sound healing? Do you think we should try to keep ourselves into that in-between stage, as you mentioned, in that theta brainwave? Or we should just
to be honest,
take a nap?
If there are in my sound healing sessions, there are people like always the first timers, they sleep most of the time. And if you get to sleep, you can, and it's not actual sleep, I would say that, because you feel that you're sleeping, but you are just going and touching that point, and you're just in between that sleepy and awakened state, because you are still hearing the sounds. It's not like you completely slept.
There are some people, I've seen them.
Yeah, there could be some people who start just snoring, and then you can't. But it's okay. It's like on that day or on that point, if your body feels like doing that thing, sleeping, you have to just let it go and
allow your body.
Absolutely. This is not something like active meditation that you need to think whether I should sleep or not sleep. You are here to relax. Yes. And if your body is going to sleep, it's okay, let it be. Because also, you never know. And after that 5 minutes or 10 minutes of that quick nap, you just feel so much refreshed that you just feel that, oh my God, I am feeling so much energetic after that 5 minutes.
In a short conclusion, on which we can touch base maybe on something which is very trendy nowadays, manifestation and vision board.
Yeah.
What is your take on this?
So I will start with the visualization and the vision board. So, there is a sports psychologist, Richard. What he did, he attached the electrodes with the skiers. And it was a time when he was just visualizing his run. And he was just mapping those muscle contractions and the brain cells and everything. What he observed very interestingly, when he was on actual runs versus when he was on visualizing, it was the same. The same muscle got fired, the sequence was same, and the timing was same. What it concludes that when you are doing the visualization in a correct manner, it literally makes your brain and your muscle fire in that certain way. But you know what most of the people mistake in visualization? They put their vision board and then they think that, okay, just by looking at it, it will happen. There is no way, if you don't create emotions out of those vision boards, your brain cannot navigate what you want, how you are feeling and all of that. Just looking at vision board is not going to, you need to have some emotions connected with that vision board, with that goal, with that outcome, then brain gets activated. Yeah. The second mistake that people are doing at this point is that even if, let's say, they activated the emotion, they are in a phase that, let's say, I activated emotion for my outcome, which is on my vision board. And now that brain has captured, oh, I already achieved it. So it's done. So the drive to achieve that goal, it's gone.
Interesting.
So, yes. So, in order to really have a correct visualization, you really need to have that process of how you will achieve it, how you will make sure if something happens, how you will navigate through challenges when you are achieving that goal. It's not just the goal that we have to visualize, but also to the process and what you are becoming from it. Then you will have the drive to take action, because just vision board without action is not going to work.
Definitely.
Yeah. So, and let's say if you already fired that brain cells in a way that you already imagine and it's already happened, but you are not, but the drive has gone down because in your brain it's already happened, then it will also not happen. So it's like these two big mistakes that most of the individuals are doing. And again, that is the main reason that I added this goal mapping session in my community, so that people can actually, I guide them through how it can be done for your goal, and we go through that process and steps. So yeah.
Perfect. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for inviting me.